Okay, going up to the first floor now. This is where the living rooms are. And we've got various games, puzzles, musical instruments, bits of dress up, swords, you know, everything you might possibly need for an interesting weekend. More hats at the back. The reason spiral staircases go clockwise is apparently so that when you're defending and you're a right-handed swordsperson, you can defend down the stairs effectively without catching your sword arm on anything. I've never tried it myself. Okay, now we're going into our Chinese room. Pictures never do it justice. Very beautifully and intricately painted. It was commissioned by the previous owners, Michael and Zoe Bennett Levy, apparently inspired by the Brighton Pavilion, which also has a magnificent Chinese room, probably a little bit bigger than this. We've got dragons, lots of dragons, and also we have all sorts of lovely Chinese sayings, Mandarin, I believe. So if you're bored, you can try and figure out what they say. Windows out to the garden. These shutters closed. They're wooden shutters. Quite old and beautifully painted also. And that is a working open fireplace, which is very cozy and lovely. A little glass of whiskey and an open fire. Can't beat it. This goes through to the library. Which also doubles as a little bit of extra space for people to stay in. You can see that motif at the top again from the 17th century model. So those are two king-size beds in bunk formation. And there's an electric stove in here to make it nice and cozy without endangering the books. And yeah, books about all sorts of things. Most topics are covered, I feel, including some nice trashy romances and thrillers and all sorts. These stairs go up to the second floor, and at the top is the Kandinsky Bathroom. So if anybody is staying in the library, they can go up these stairs and use the toilet up there. More books. And I was talking about the cat. Here she is. So if you're squeamish and don't want to see a mummified cat, look away now. I'm going to say 5 seconds, I reckon. We call her Tabitha. previous guest suggested that name and it stuck. Another gun loop. And there are some more up there. Okay, that is the library. Okay, and through the other side of the Chinese room, opposite the library, is the dining room. Now, I believe in the remodel of the 17th century, this would have been made into the Great Hall, and that door would have been the main entrance to the house. It is now the dining room. The wallpaper is, we believe, from the 1950s, when John Calderwood Miller installed it. It is very beautiful. The occasional guest has stuck decorations on with sellotape, so there's the odd little rip in it, which is a shame. And through there is the kitchen. This dining table holds 20 people, 22 if you have 2 people sitting at either end rather than one. And that fireplace is another salvaged item by John Miller. This came from another cruise ship, a 1920s luxury cruise liner called the SS L'Atlantique, and it was apparently renowned for its luxury. You can just imagine roaring 20s, champagne fountains, flappers. So this is a marble and ormolu fireplace from the SS L'Atlantique with a wood burning stove. And these doors go out to the garden. So you can, if you're getting married here, the bride or groom, whichever, can process out of here. We've had one bridal couple getting married on the stairs. Oh no, they were planning to, but then it rained, so they got married in the vaults instead. But you could get married on the stairs, or you could process down. I don't have the script, can you tell? I'm just making this up as I go along. You can process down towards the wedding arch over there. This garden will never be beautifully manicured because we don't believe in weed killers and we quite like nature. So we do our best with hand weeding, but there's never enough time. This is several climbing roses. They're not in bloom. Oh yeah, look, they are actually just starting to come into bloom. Nearly fell down the stairs there. So this one is white. There is that motif again. And then look at these. And they smell divine. That is a door out to the corridor. And then come through to our kitchen here. These things were left by the hens from last weekend, and we're leaving them for the next hens. Cleaned them up and I've left them. Right, so there's fridge, freezer, bean to cup coffee machine, some cupboards, induction hob and induction wok hob. There is a wok that is specifically for this magnificent thing. Microwave and oven. And windows out to the garden. It's a kitchen. Now, this used to be the pine room. It is now the Coorie room. Coorie in Scots means to cuddle or to snuggle in, and it's a nice snuggly room where you can Coorie in and be comfortable. And also, we now have a coo. We're so pleased with our humour here. So it's a Coorie room. Watch the space for more coos arriving, I'm sure. There is a Bramley apple tree out there. So if you're lucky enough to be here in the autumn, you can make yourself some apple pie or apple crumble or whatever else you fancy. Oh, and wood burning stove, which is very nice and warm. And now we are back to the corridor. So behind me is the Coorie room, and that is the dining room. At the end is the Chinese room with the library beyond it. And then we have the stairs up to the second floor.